Hi everyone, welcome back. This is my makeup inventory check-in video. So I put up one of these videos at the very start of the year to show you how my makeup collection is looking, and then I talk through what I want my goals for my makeup collection to look like as well, and give like numbers for my goals for each of the categories as well. And then I do quarterly check-in videos for the rest of the year. So we're at the start of April, so this is my first check-in video. So I'm going to show you the progress, is that the right word for it? Maybe not. Just show you the changes in my makeup collection since how it looked at the start of the year. Now there have been some changes, I think in particular with the lips category there have been quite a few changes there as well, and that these videos help me to kind of keep on track of my collection as well, and sort of see where there are some categories that I'm maybe doing really well with, and there's also maybe some categories that I need to maybe focus on when it comes to things like project panning or shop my stash. So if we start off with the base makeup then, and how I kind of structure this as well is that I typically go through the products in the order in which I would usually apply them to my face. So starting off with base products, we have primer, and also I'm looking down at my phone because that's where I've got my inventory, so just in case you're wondering where I keep looking. So starting off with primer then. Now I've set myself a goal of 3, and actually I want to just kind of mention about this goal as well, and these goal numbers. So these goal numbers aren't really kind of hard and fast rules. I'm sort of not really hugely sticking to them. Not in the sense that I'm happy if I go way over, but it's kind of given me like a rough kind of number as to where I want to stay near. And actually with a lot of these numbers now, in particular when it comes to base makeup, I'm happy for those goal numbers to go right down to just have, say, 1 primer, 1 foundation, 1 concealer, where I now am coming to the realisation that I don't need a load of makeup, I don't want a load of makeup. I think having, say, 3 primers within my collection is a little bit of an overkill. For some people that's absolutely fine, and some people probably want more than that, but for me I'm happy moving towards more of a minimalistic-ish collection. But then there are other makeup categories, say like lips, where I'm happy having a load. So yeah, I've set myself a goal of 3 primers for this year, but actually I'm happy having just 1. So this is what I mean when it comes to these goals. And I think for my next check-in video, where we're halfway through the year, I think I probably will change these goals. So as it currently stands, I set a goal of 3. I do currently have 2. I've got the NYX Plump Right Back Primer and my Vive Skin Nova. I'm very close to using up the NYX one that's in my project pan, so that one should hopefully be done with by the end of this month, and then I will be down to 1. So foundation, on my list I have at some point this year had 5, but at the start of the year, the check-in, I've written down 4 for some reason, so I'm not really too sure when I decluttered that one. But anyway, on my list I've got down that I decluttered the Bare Minerals Original Loose Powder Foundation because I just wasn't using it. It's a beautiful foundation, but I like a liquid one, so that one has been decluttered. So I still have 4 according to my beginning of the year check-in, and I am working on rotating through these foundations. I'm using 1 week, 1 the next, 3rd the next week, 4th the week after that. So in the space of a month I've used all 4 foundations for a week each. The one that I'm currently working on this week and I have on today is my Yves Saint Laurent Touche Eclat foundation. Lovely foundation, and with foundation I've set myself a goal of 4 as well, but actually I do want to be down to 1 because I do feel like having 4 foundations is still a lot, because I'm thinking, oh, they're all fairly new, it's going to take me ages to use up 1, let alone all 4, and then I'm thinking, oh, what if they go past their expiry date? So yeah, again, like with primers, I'm happy to just have 1. Concealers, I set a goal of 3, and I did have 3, but I decluttered the Too Faced Born This Way concealer because I just wasn't using it, and actually it had started to smell and the colour was far too dark and far too yellow for me. So I did start off the year with 3, but I'm down to 2. I've got the Vive Modern Radiance concealer, which I love. I think it's a beautiful concealer. And then the one that I'm working on panning is the mini NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. That's the concealer I've got on today. It's in my project pan, and I am now starting to scrape the tube of that concealer with the applicator. So maybe like 2 months and I should be done with that one, and then I will be down to 1. Colour corrector, started off the year on 1, still got 1. It's the Bobbi Brown Skin Corrector Stick. Again, I've got it on today. Really great at concealing my dark circles. Powders, started off the year on 3, still got 3, got a goal of 3, and they all do different things and I'm happy with all of them. The one I use to set my makeup when I am applying it is my Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Setting Powder. I've then got the Fenty Invisablot Matting Powder, which is the powder I use when I'm out and about. When I notice that I'm getting a bit shiny, I'll use some of that. And then more of a skin coloured powder, which is really good for concealing blemishes actually, the Vive Modern Powder Perfector. Setting sprays, I've got a goal of 1, but I've still got 2, and they are both the Urban Decay All Nighter spray. Now, I used to be really kind of strict with the number of sprays that I would use at any one time. I would do like 2 or 3, but now when I apply my makeup, I do maybe like half a dozen, and I'll set my cream products first. I'll then apply my powder products, set my powder products with the setting spray as well. So I'm starting to get through my open setting spray a lot quicker. So I do think, yeah, I've still got quite a bit of that left, so I do still think I will have 2 at the next check-in. Okay, cheeks next. Now, cheeks are where we're looking a little bit big, in my view anyway, and for my makeup collection, especially blusher. But let's start off with bronzer. I've got a goal for 2 for the year, and I currently have 3, but I am panning my Fenty powder bronzer, and I've got a really big pan in that, so that one will be done by the end of this year, but not sure how soon I will be done with it because it is taking a long time to pan. So I've got that one, and then I've got my Vive Bronzing Duo, and then I've also got my Revolution Cream Bronzer. Now, I think having a goal of 2 bronzers, I'm happy with that because I can have a cream one and a powder one. So once I've used up the Fenty one, I will be very, very happy with my bronzer collection because I'll have the Revolution Cream one and then the Vive powder. So blusher, I have a goal of 5. I've currently got 7. At the previous check-in, I had 6, so I have gone up in terms of blusher. And blusher, along with lip products, for me, it is a category that I really like buying, and I like having quite a few in my collection, but I want to do a similar thing that I'm planning on doing with bronzer, so having 1 cream blusher and 1 powder blusher. So I did declutter the Vive Sunset Blush in Sorbet. I gave that to my boyfriend's sister because it ended up being too cool toned on me, and I'm pretty sure she is cool toned, so hopefully she can get a lot more use out of it than I do. I do want to pan a couple of blushes this year, and I'm probably setting myself like a tall order by a tall ask by doing that. I want to pan the Milani Luminoso blusher because that is my oldest blusher rather. And then I've also said that I want to pan my new Vive liquid blusher because I love using that. I use that a lot, so I think that would be a bit of an easy win for me. And then I also want to pan as well my Stila lip to cheek cream blusher as well. That one's currently in my project pan, so if I do manage to pan all 3, I'll be down to 4, which will be really, really good. But I do have a goal of 5, and then the other ones I've got 2 Vive powder blushers in Piazza and Pesca. I've got a new Rare Beauty one, I've got a cream Rare Beauty one, and I've also got a liquid one as well in the shade Joy. So blusher is definitely a category that I know I need to work on, but I am working on it. Okay, highlighter, I've done really well this year. I started off the year on 3 and I'm now down to 1. I did declutter one. I decluttered the Mini Rare Beauty Liquid Luminizer in the shade Mesmerize. It was a cool toned icy pink, so I think I also... Did I give that one to my boyfriend's sister or did I throw it away? Because there wasn't actually much of it left. Can't remember which, but anyway, I've decluttered that one. And then I also used up the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I think I used that up in the first month of the year. It seems ages ago now that I used that one up. Wasn't really keen on that one, not my favourite, and I don't really miss it. And the only one I have left now is the Vive Skin Dew XL. I've got this in my project pan though because I know if I don't focus on it, I'm gonna completely forget about it and it's gonna just be sat on my dressing table not getting used. So it is in my project pan, and I have mixed it in with my foundation today, which is probably why I look a little bit shiny, but it does look really quite lovely off camera. At least it gives you a really beautiful healthy glow. So I do have a goal of 1 for my highlighters, and I am currently there, which is great. Also got a goal of 1 for my face palettes, and I do have one. It is my Vive Dimension face palette. I've got the powder highlighter on from that palette. I love that palette. It's so beautiful. All 4 shades are just gorgeous. So on target with that one. That one's fine. And then face and eye palettes, I've got a goal of 2, and I have 2. These are my Laura Geller face and eye palettes. And I've included an eyeshadow shade from each palette as part of my Pan in Every Eyeshadow palette challenge as well. So that one's fine, that one's on target. Okay, moving into eyes next. If we go to eyeshadow primers, started off the year on 2 and I'm now down to 1 because I finally used up the NYX eyeshadow base that was in my project pan all of last year. Took me blooming ages to use it up. Brilliant product though, absolutely love that product, would highly recommend and would definitely repurchase, but it just took me ages. So I've used that one up and I'm now down to 1, which is the MAC Paint Pot in Painterly, and I was going to focus on that and maybe put it in my project pan, but I had a comment from Leah who said that she had been focusing on it for ages and hasn't really got that far in the product because it's just one of those products that takes forever to use up. So I'm gonna instead focus on an eyeshadow stick as my eyeshadow primer. But anyway, goal of 1, I'm down to 1. Glitter primer hasn't changed, it's the exact same product that I've had for a good year and a half now, I think. It's the NYX glitter primer and I've got 1 as a goal because I don't need any more than 1. Eyeshadow singles has gone down. I have 12 as a goal. I started off the year on 13, so I was just slightly above that goal, but I'm now down to 11 because I have decluttered a couple that I had in my recent Shop My Stash. I had 2 Kiko ones. I had a wet eyeshadow, which was just really, really tricky to use. It was a pain in the butt, and I've got much better eyeshadows that are very similar in colour to that one, so I decluttered that one. And I also decluttered another Kiko one, which was this really beautiful dark jewel green. Gorgeous shade, but it was far too dark and far too cool toned on me. If you're winter, that kind of shade would look beautiful, but just didn't work for me. So I've decluttered those 2 and I am down now to 11, so I'm below my goal of 12. However, I have a few Makeup Geek ones. I've got 3 Makeup Geek ones that I'm gonna try and wear a bit more regularly and see if I want to keep those. And I'm gonna do a similar thing with my MAC ones as well. So this one might go down a bit more for my next update. Eyeshadow duos have stayed the same, goal of 1, still got 1. My NARS Izzo duo, beautiful colours, great formulation, love them. Same thing with eyeshadow palettes, those stayed the same, goal of 7 and I've got 7, and my eyeshadow palettes and my duo, they're involved in my Pan in Every Eyeshadow palette challenge, so I am working on trying to hit pan in as many shades as I possibly can. Now, the eyeshadow palettes at the end of the year will probably go down because I have mentioned this in my recent Pan in Every Eyeshadow palette update challenge actually, that there are shades that I'm not going to use. So I'm not going to use reds, pinks, purples. So I am still undecided as to whether I want to just scrape those colours out of the eyeshadow palettes and just be left with gaps and the colours that I like, or whether to just completely I suppose tear apart the eyeshadow palettes, take out the shades I like and put them into a separate Z palette. So I'll have a palette made up of eyeshadow singles from different eyeshadow palettes. I'm still unsure as to what I want to do. So this one is probably going to change, but how, I don't know. Yeah, I really need to figure out what I want to do with that. Okay, eyeshadow sticks have changed slightly. I started off the year on 3 and I've got a goal of 1. I have gone down to 2, so I'm still over my goal, but I have decluttered the Kiko eyeshadow stick that was in a taupe shade, I think, but taupe's a really weird colour because sometimes it can be cool toned, sometimes it can be warm toned, sometimes it can be more purple and grey, sometimes it can be more brown, and this eyeshadow stick was cool toned, purple grey. So not my kind of colour, so I have decluttered that. That went to my boyfriend's sister as well. So I'm left with 2 eyeshadow sticks from Vive. One I am focusing on as part of my Shop My Stash, but that will go into my project pan soon because that's going to be my eyeshadow primer that I mentioned. And then I'll then be down to 1 once I've used that one up. So I really love these Vive eyeshadow sticks, these eye ones, but I don't want them to kind of dry up. So these 2 I know I need to focus on and I know I need to get used up. So hopefully by the end of the year this will go down to like 0 because I would have used these 2 up. Eyeshadow pigments stayed the same. Goal of 3, still got 3. They're all from Peaches and Cream in the shades Gatsby, Peach and Fangulous, and these are just beautiful to give a topper to your eyeshadow. So if you're going out of an evening, so I wore one of these recently to a wedding, they're just really fantastic to give your eyes a bit more of a shimmer, of a glitter effect, a bit more of a statement, and they're just really easy to use as well, and you wouldn't think that for a glitter. Okay, eyeliner pencils have changed. I started off the year on 5 and I had a goal of 3. I am now currently at my goal, which I'm really pleased with, because eyeliners have been a category for the past year or two that I've really tried to kind of focus on working on. So I have decluttered 2 of them. I firstly decluttered a Charlotte Tilbury eyeliner duo that was pink and purple. Really good for green eyes. I've got green eyes, but I just didn't really use that eyeliner, and pinks and purples aren't shades that I use anyway, so although they're kind of complementary to green eyes, I don't really wear those colours. So I decluttered that one, and I did recently, as part of my Project Pan, declutter the Peaches and Cream Nile eyeliner, which was this beautiful turquoise blue, a stunning shade, but it just didn't work on me. So I'm now left with 3, and I'm really happy with all 3 eyeliners. I'm not going to focus on using any of these up because I'm happy with all of the shades. One of them is another Peaches and Cream one. It's in the shade Papyrus, so it's a nude. It's a lovely in your waterline colour to make your eyes look a bit more awake. And then I've got 2 from Kiko. One is a dark olive green and one is a brown. And the quality of all 3 are amazing. So really happy that I've got my eyeliner collection down to just my essential shades, and I don't need to focus on using up any eyeliners now, so because I always struggle when I'm focused on using up an eyeliner. I find it really difficult. Okay, liquid liner hasn't changed this year. It is the Ico Black Magic Cocoa Edit eyeliner. It's a brown liquid liner, and I have a goal of 1, but actually once I've used this one up, I don't think I'm going to buy another liquid liner because I like using an eyeshadow, which is what I have done today. I find it a lot softer. So this liquid liner is in my Project Pan. It's a mini, so it technically doesn't have a lot of product in it, but I don't know when I'm going to be done with it. It doesn't seem like it's drying up, so it might still be with me for the next makeup inventory check-in. It might not. It's really difficult to say. Okay, mascaras have gone down. I had 3 at the beginning of the year. Well, actually, I had 4, but that doesn't seem to be reflected in my inventory. I don't know what I've done with a couple of these categories. So I used up the Clinique Lash Power Mascara. Oh, no, that's right. Okay, so I had 3 at the start of the year. I had my Clinique one, my Mini MAC one, and my my Maybelline Lash Sensational Sky High Mascara, because what I've started to do is wear a volumizing mascara and then go over the top with the tubing one. So my volumizing one was the Maybelline Lash Sensational, and my tubing one was the Clinique one. But I used up the Clinique one, and so I bought in place of it the Maybelline Snap Mascara. So I had those 2 Maybelline ones and the MAC one, but I recently decluttered the MAC Mini stack because it's a black, it's not tubing, and I just didn't use it. I think I used it once. So I decluttered that one. So yeah, I am down to 2. I'm down to my 2 Maybelline ones, and mascara is not a category that I need to be worried about. I'm very vigilant when it comes to mascaras. If a mascara says you use it for 6 months, I will use it for 6 months exactly, and then I will get rid and get a new one. So mascaras, goal of 2, and I'm at 2, that one's fine. Okay, eyebrow products have changed a little bit. I started off the year on 3, but I'm now down to 2. I have the Kiko Precision Eyebrow Pencil, which is what I've got on today. It's in my Project Pan. And then I've got a clear brow gel, which is the NYX Control Freak. So I do have a goal of 1 for this category, and that would be a tinted eyebrow gel. So once I've used up my pencil and my clear brow gel, I will get a tinted one in its place. So that one is fine. I'm on my way to achieving that. Okay, lips. This is where we're looking a little bit confusing, my spreadsheet. I don't know if you can see. I do want to do a video actually showing you guys how I organise my makeup inventory spreadsheet. It's looking a little bit complicated. Let's start off with lip balm. Lip balm, at the start of the year I had 3. Again, that's not been reflected in my inventory. I know why. No, lip balm. Started off the year on 2, which was my Bondi Sands SPF lip balm, and then my Eucerin lip balm as well. But between my first check-in video and this video, I bought another lip balm. I bought the e.l.f. Hydrating Core Lip Shine in Cheery. This is a makeup product though, but it's not a lipstick, it's not a lip gloss, so I did chuck it in with the lip balms. So since my previous update, I've added in that e.l.f. product, but I have also used up the Eucerin Acute Lip Balm, so I do still have two. So, and it is my goal to have two, but actually I think just having one is fine. So once I've used up the Bondi Sands, I will use Vaseline. I think I'm just going to go back to Vaseline. And the Bondi Sands lip balm, it's not very good. It's not very hydrating at all. My lips feel like really dry with it on. Right, lip liners. This is where we're going to start to get a little bit confusing. Okay, started off the year on 10 and I'm now down to 8, but I have a goal of 5. So what have we done here? I've got 5 declutters, 4 of which are Vive lip liners. So Bark and Rumour were very dark, muddy browns, just not complimentary on me. And then Bewitched and Stupid Cupid were cool toned pinks, and one of them was basically a purple on my lips. So I decluttered those 4 along with the NYX lip liner in nude pink. That one was too much of a cool toned pink. So I decluttered 5, and then I've also bought 3. So we went from 10 down to 5. I bought 3, so we're up to 8. And I bought 3 House of Colour lip liners. So I've got a nude, I've got a rust lip liner, and I've got a coral lip liner there as well. So it is my goal to get down to 5, so that means I need to use up 3. I am focusing on using up the Velvet Sands as part of my Project Pan. Should hopefully be done with that in 2 to 3 months time. And then I will roll in NYX Global Citizen, which is basically a creamier dupe for the Velvet Sands. And then I will work on using up NYX Peekaboo Neutral, because I have Peekaboo Neutral and Natural from NYX, and I prefer Natural. So I need to use up 3 lip liners, and I know which ones I want to use up, and I'm working on it. So I know this is a category I need to focus on, but I am doing so. Okay, lipsticks next. So my numbers have stayed the same, but the products have changed. So I was at 13 in my previous check-in, still at 13, and I've got a goal of 14. My goal for lipsticks is quite high, but that's just because I really enjoy having quite a few lipsticks to choose from. And now I know my colour season, I know the types of shades to go for, so I love a lipstick. I'm happy with having a lot of lipsticks within my collection, but things like blushes, concealers, foundations, I'm not happy having loads of. So okay, the products. I have decluttered 3. I've decluttered 2 Vive lipsticks, 1 in Cherub's Kiss, which is a cool tone pink, 1 in the shade Promise, which was purple on me, and then I also decluttered a MAC lipstick in collaboration with Nick Chapman, and it was a peachy coral, but it was too light, so I need something a little bit deeper and a little bit earthier. So I decluttered those 3, but then I bought, I don't even know what I bought. I am putting up a makeup that I've bought in the first quarter of this year, so that will make it a little bit clearer as to when I bought these. Oh, actually, I've got it on my spreadsheet here. I've got another tab. Okay, so I have bought 4 lipsticks, and then I didn't buy, actually I did a return to MAC. So I bought 4 House of Colour lipsticks. I bought 2 in nude type shades for me, so they're both very warm brown shades. And I then bought 2 rust coloured lipsticks. One is like a rusty red, but it's got a lot of shimmer and it's really quite bright. It's a beautiful colour. And then I've bought more of an orange rust, because I feel like I'm lacking an orange colour within my collection. So I bought those 4, and then I did my back to MAC. I had 6 empty MAC lipsticks, and I went and got a MAC lipstick in the shade Smoked Almond, and I've not actually tried that yet, so I can't really comment as to whether I like that one or not. So yeah, I decluttered 3 lipsticks, and then I think I have bought into my collection 5 more lipsticks, but like I say, I'm happy having lots of lipsticks within my collection. So, and I am still below target at 13, and my goal is 14, so that one's fine. Okay, one that has kind of gone up a fair bit, lip gloss. Had 3 at the start of the year, and those were my 3 Kiko lip glosses. I have a goal of 2, but I currently have 8. But this is very similar to lipsticks. I'm happy having a lot of lip glosses. I have a lip gloss on now. I'm really enjoying wearing lip glosses, especially as we're moving into like spring and summer in the UK. I like to go for something a little bit lighter and a bit more playful on my lips. So I've still got my 3 Kiko ones, but I do want to pan 2 of them this year, one of which is currently in my project pan, so I am working on it. I bought the Vive Lip Dew in Pesca. That is a really nice, slight bit of peach in a clear lip gloss, so it's just a slight bit of tint. It's not a whack of pigment, and I much prefer this to the original Lip Dew because there's absolutely no glitter in it, so really enjoyed that. And then I did buy 4 out of the 5 recommended lip glosses that House of Colour do for autumns. So I got a coral shade, I got a apricot shade, a rust and a warm red, and I love these House of Colour lip glosses. I think they are fantastic because they are a whack of pigment. So if you find a lipstick a bit intimidating and you don't like that more matte formulation, go for one of these lip glosses. They're absolutely beautiful. So yeah, although I've got a goal of 2 and I've got 8, I'm perfectly happy with these 8. And like I say, I am working on using up 2 of the Kiko ones, and I find lip gloss is really easy to pan anyway, because you can wear it alone like I've done today, you can wear it over the top of lipstick, lip liner, you can wear it on non-makeup days as well. So I'm not sure whether I would have used up that Kiko one by the next check-in, but hopefully by the end of the year I would have used up both of those Kiko ones, and then I will be down to 6. And then last category is liquid lipsticks. This one has stayed the same. Had 1 at the previous check-in and I've still got 1. It's also by House of Colour. It's a liquid matte lipstick in the shade Nearly Nude, and it's a lovely nude brown pink. So for autumns we don't get many pinks, but our pinks are earthy and they do have a lot of brown behind them, and this is just a beautiful everyday nude lip colour. So I love this. I love the formulation. I have set a goal of 2 though, because there are 2 other shades recommended for, recommended for autumns. One of which is a bright red, which I don't think I'm going to get because I don't wear a lot of red on my lips, that is. But the other one is a burnt orange, and I love the look of that, and I do like wearing those kind of shades. So I might at some point bring that one into my collection. I might not, we will see, but I've set a goal of 2 anyway, just in case I do. So those were my numbers for all of the individual categories. In terms of overall numbers, so my goal, if we're going by the goals for each of the categories, that would give me a collection totaling 84 makeup items. At my previous check-in I was at 99, but I'm now at 94, so I'm 10 over the goal. But there are items in my project pan, there's more items that I know I want to use up, so hopefully by the next check-in I will be being at 90. I think at the next check-in would be quite nice, a nice round number. So not looking too bad then. There are definitely some categories that I've bought more into, which are my lip categories, but I'm fine with that. And then there are other categories like primers, concealers, foundations, blushes that I do want to reduce this year. So I feel like I'm on target. I feel like I'm making good progress, so I feel happy with how my makeup inventory looks and how I am working on improving it. So if you're keeping tabs on how your makeup inventory is looking, please let me know how that is going for you. Are you doing really well, or have you made a few more purchases than perhaps you were intending on? Please do let me know. If you liked it, please do give it a thumbs up, and I will see you again very soon for my next one. Bye.